Hello, welcome back, Steve's Retirement Corner. The importance of your last decade of employment. I had a comment the other day. I sat down and started answering comments, which, by the way, hey man, I'm retired and I'm lazy. It's not a good combination. I haven't finished them yet. I've knocked quite a few of them out, but I've read them all, but I haven't quite answered them all. I'll get to them later this afternoon. But it was a simple one-line comment from Mitzi. Said that they were burnt out, had 9 to 10 years left before retirement, and their daughter was getting ready to start college this fall. And it made me think back on when me and Connie were in that period of life and how big a help it was to us for retirement planning. You know, it's an important period, man. There's a lot of stuff happens in that last decade before you retire. You know, one of the first things was that we couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel, but we could at least see the tunnel off in the distance there, man. And thinking, hey, man, you know, this retirement thing might be a real possibility for us, you know. But I mean, hey, man, we paid the mortgage off. You know, the kids were growing into young, independent adults. You know, it's Dad had a buddy his he worked with. He had 3 kids. He was telling Dad after his kids left the house that he never had milk go bad and spoil at his house before the kids left. But after they all left, you know, he had to cut back to a half gallon in a quart sometimes, just so they could use it up before it went bad. You know, it's some little changes like that, man. Small changes can have a big impact later on. And but it was them little changes like that made a difference. You know, we're no longer spending as much money for car insurance because we no longer had teenagers on our insurance. Stuff like that. Paying that mortgage off. You know, it's a good time. It's a hard time. Uh, hey man, you you still got to go in there. Things are a little tight, but it's slowly start backing off. You know, it's a hard period to go through. You know, because of that. You can see the light, or to see the tunnel, but you ain't seeing a light yet, and it still makes you feel like you're beating your head against the wall. I think that's what Mama and Daddy was talking about when he was trying to tell me that it does get better. You just have to hang in there and keep plugging. Eventually, you reach a tipping point and things start getting a little bit easier. You start having a little bit of extra money at the end of the month. You know, you ain't really done nothing different for it. It's almost like an inheritance of something. But it's also a dangerous time, man. You got to be careful because it's so easy to let that lifestyle creep slip in there. Hey man, you got that extra $5 this week. Hey man, I'm gonna go get me a hamburger. You know, it's I ain't saying save it all, because Lord knows we didn't. We enjoyed a piece of it. Oh, why not? We earned it. You know, we done what it take to get to that point. You know, but we did also save a little bit. You know, we were continuing to add to that little nest egg we had already built up over them years of struggling. You know, saving is hard when you're young and struggling, but if you keep doing it, I mean, it really pays off big in the end. You know, that $1,000 you spend this week don't seem like a lot, but 20 years of growing and continually adding to it, it amounts to a little penny. You know, but not only all that, but I mean, you know, that last decade before you retire is the best time to really get serious about retirement. You know, you can plan, spend, and for retirement and try to project everything you want to until then, and it's a good idea. But before then, you really got no idea what your expenses are really going to be in retirement. You know, what was happening was we were slowly becoming a two-person household living off the same money, the same income that we were struggling on as a four-person household. You know, you can't really, you know, before, yeah, when you're 35 and you got a house full of kids and a mortgage and everything else that life entails, you really can't have any idea what your expenses are going to be in retirement. But once it starts backing off of you like that, all them responsibilities and extra expenses, you got a lot better idea. It gave us plenty of time to adjust in the last 10 years. When things were getting easier, we were able to adjust. And if need be, you know, we was able to stack some cash on the side, which is important. Having a little bit of extra cash on the side for emergencies or whatever, you know, that extra money we were getting, you know, it helped. You can get help, professional help. Don't be afraid to get professional help if you got troubles with anything. It's you know, that little bitty fee I paid when I got mine done, which it wasn't a little bitty at the time, but I mean, it was well worth every nickel of it. For me, it was. You know, but we were able to get help, professional help, and, you know, figure things out. So, I mean, it's a tough time. It's a good time. You know, it's an important time of your career. And it's when everything's starting to come together. I don't know, man. Just know if you're going through that struggle period, man, you got to keep plugging. Keep trying to do the same thing. You know, the good things. And eventually it'll pay off for you. It did us. And if you're in that period, that decade prior, man, hey man, you should be starting to notice things changing a little bit. You should be getting right to the top of that hill, getting ready to take that step on the other side. Well, that comment brought out all that in me. But I appreciate it. Y'all take care of yourselves, man. Try to make it a great week. I'm getting ready to go to the next town over and try to check out a little pond I hadn't been to in a while. I want to take that pocket fisherman over there. It's going to be a good day for it. Try it out. But y'all take care, and we'll talk with y'all later.